What up, y'all? It's your man Wayne Train back with another joint, and today I got a quick little versus joint between the OnePlus 6 and the Google Pixel 2. Now, off the bat, I'm just gonna keep it straight up. I just did a video on the Google Pixel 2. I just copped this probably a couple of weeks ago or so, about a week and a half. I can't remember exactly, but off the bat, man, I am definitely feeling this phone. I'm just gonna call it. I think that this is the best Android experience that you're gonna get on any phone, period, with a close second being the phone right next to it, the OnePlus 6. As far as like when I'm thinking about the best Android experience, I have to give it to the Google Pixel, just off the strength of like it's Google. So this is as stock as it gets. This phone is made by Google, or rather designed by Google, made by this one, HTC, I believe. But you guys get it. I mean, it's basic. This is Google at its best. So I kind of have to give, when it comes to like the actual OS and how it runs, it's fully optimized for the Google Pixel 2 and XL, whatever version you got. So in any other phone that's running stock Android may not be as optimized for stock Android. You know what I'm saying? Like the Essential phone, although I know that's a pretty good phone as well, I can't put it over the Google Pixel, just off the fact of like just fluidity and just how smooth everything goes in and out the OS, and how everything just flows. On the other hand, like I said, the OnePlus 6 is not very far behind. It's the next up when it comes to best experience on an Android phone. I can't talk about like Samsung just because they put skins and all that in HTC. Not saying those ain't great experiences, but I always prefer stock Android over any Android skinned themed like device, period. So I may be biased when it comes to these two, but it is what it is. But anyway, I guess we can just start quickly with the specs when it comes to the Google Pixel 2. Obviously, it's last year's joint. Came out around the end of last year, around October or so. So we talking about a Snapdragon 835, Adreno 540, all that mess. And the OnePlus 6, hot off the press from a few months ago, or last month rather. We got the top end spec list that we're doing this year. Snapdragon 845. What's that GPU? 630, Adreno 630. Mine has 8 gigs of RAM. They starting at 6 gigs of RAM on the Google Pixel 2, 4 gigs of RAM across the board for whatever device that you get. Storage options on the OnePlus 6. 64, 128, 256, minus 128. As for the Google Pixel, 64 and 128, topped out at 128 for either the XL or the smaller variant as I have here, the 2. So straight up, let's just start here quickly with the displays. What's this joint? 6.3 is what they talking about. Let me fact check real quick. Yeah, they rounded up about 6.3 inch display. It's a 19:9 aspect ratio, 401 PPI count. Honestly, ain't nobody counting PPI, pixels per inch rather. On the Google Pixel 5-inch display, 541 or 441 pixel count. So the smaller displays probably tend to have the higher pixel count, but that doesn't make any difference. But honestly, I'm gonna say that the OnePlus 6 display looks a little bit more sharper, in my opinion. I'm not, and I'm gonna get into that in a minute. I'm not really taking into the account of the whole bezel-less design and whatnot, because honestly, since I've been using the Pixel 2, it's something like, it's 2018 now, so we're all moving towards this. And honestly, there's something sexy about this. So for me, I like to be different. So this is kind of what this is what I do. Like, if this was the norm, I'm gonna be like, yo, I need this. And if like this is obviously the norm now, I'm gonna be like, yo, I need this. But I don't know though. Honestly, I think the smaller form factor, I feel like we shouldn't get away from these smaller devices like this one. So it's something cool about that. But check out that skin. Got the camo and the white, sexy. But anyway, yeah. So displays are kind of like, how you want to say, subjective. So for whichever one you think, the masses will definitely say that this is the better display. But in terms of size, that's definitely subjective. So some people want the smaller one, some people want the bigger one. So since this is like a versus, like I said, I just want to I guess I can do a quick little speed test. Just opening up some basic apps. Honestly, like in real use, how the time I've been using it, I haven't really noticed any like major differences when it comes to just running in and out the phone. I am running the beta of Android P on the Pixel 2, and I'm running just Oreo on here. So you know, just kind of, opening up the app drawer and stuff. Let me get back. So as you can see, like it's a little different now on the Android P, because they got the way they do the recents now. So you gotta kind of go like twice basically. But anyway, let me get back home. You tap to go home. But like I said, it's very smooth on the Pixel 2, even it being a year, last year's spec list and everything. I'm not noticing any differences there. Just open up a couple apps real quick. 1, 2, 3. Basically the same. Messages 1, 2, 3. So basically the same. Like there might be like some hair differences here and there. Let me do the Pixel browser 1, 2, 3. So like I said, it depends on web pages. I ain't got no I didn't open up the right web page, so this ain't no real speed test. Like y'all can go somewhere for that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to kind of give y'all just an idea of like what we're talking about. I guess I'll do one more real quick. I'll do the YouTube music. 1, 2, 3. So like I said, man, we're talking about very like small differences when it comes to just fluidity. There's no lag on either device. Granted, I mean, I've had them both about the same. This is the brand new phone basically, and this is a brand new phone basically. So they're both running smooth as butter. What's next? Everybody's favorite thing on the phone, camera. 8 megapixel front. Oh no. I'm wrong. That was last year. 16 megapixel front camera on the OnePlus 6 f1.7 aperture. What is that? Oh, I'm tripping. f2.0 on the front. Electrical image stabilization on the front. On the Google Pixel 2, we're talking about an 8 megapixel camera on the front, f2.4. Rear camera 12.2 f1.8. And on the OnePlus 6, we're talking about a dual camera setup, 16 megapixel secondary lens, 20 megapixel main lens. Sorry about that, y'all. Main lens, 16 megapixels, secondary lens is 20 megapixels, 1.7 on the secondary, both 1.7 rather. On the main lens, you do get optical image stabilization and electronic stabilization. You don't get that on the secondary lens. The secondary lens, I believe, is the for your zoom. So none of that. What you do get though, as a plus on the OnePlus 6 is 4K video recording at 30 and 60 frames per second. On the Google Pixel 2, you just get it at 30 frames per second. Now, that's kind of where the differences lie when it comes to the two, because in all honesty, with the dual camera setup on the OnePlus 6 versus the single camera setup on the Google Pixel 2, the Google Pixel 2 still outperforms the OnePlus 6. If we're going to talk about versus, I'm definitely giving the edge here when it comes to the camera to the Google Pixel. Not to say the OnePlus 6 is a bad camera. Whenever I always say whenever we're talking about the OnePlus anything, we always got to talk about the price, because this phone brand new from Google is still $600 and something plus for the base model, versus this brand new for this actual like 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. We're talking about $579 before taxes. So, and an updated spec list, updated processor and all that stuff. So, you know, yeah, you pick them. So, and some people will always want to pick Google just off of just being Google, but I'm not one of those people. I gotta have a good experience, but it's kind of hard to deny that Google is just giving you such a great experience. So whether that's worth the price, that's up to you. I still say it isn't, but it is what it is. As you can see here, OnePlus or the Google Pixel 2 always on display. Here on the OnePlus 6, we do have an ambient display. I thought you had to wave in front of the thing. There we go. Pick it up, and then your ambient display comes on. You have that option here also on the Google Pixel 2. I just chose to keep the always on. But double tap to wake. Love that feature. Headphone jack on the OnePlus 6. No headphone jack on the Google Pixel, so that's a W for the OnePlus 6. They're still keeping it 100 with the headphone jack, and properly what's the word I'm looking for? They put it in the right spot. Down. I like it on the bottom, not on the top. Google came with the dual speakers in the front. And now this is probably my most hated thing about the OnePlus 6. I love this phone, but in 2018, man, we need to stop with the mono speakers, man. Like, I don't care if OnePlus 6 is charging $500 or $200. Please stop with the mono speakers. Like, and I was one of those people that didn't really think about stuff like that for a while, but until I played a game and I'm just like constantly having to cut my hand and do this, like that ain't cool. When I can pick up my Google Pixel and just play away and have that sound just coming at me. And it's never really gonna be a situation where I'm blocking my audio. So like, at least like do it like Apple and put one in the here, and if you want to have a bottom firing one, cool, but at least have something coming at my face. Like, pause. I don't like this just single bottom firing speaker. So that really makes your phone feel like it's outdated, like in every way. Whenever you have a mono speaker for whatever reason, yeah, we got to stop that moving forward. Especially, we got like all these nice displays, like with all the Oppos and everything. Like, I am questioning, like, the thinner we keep making these bezels, like, where are we putting speakers at? Like, they're just all bottom firing speakers, and like, that's why I said I'm cool with a smaller display as long as I'm getting front dual camera setup or dual speaker setups. Give me that all day over these thin bezels, because at the end of the day, my phone is a tool, and I want to keep it that way. Oh, battery, another important thing. The OnePlus 6 is superior in this category as well. It's better in this category because I am getting around. If we're talking just screen on time, 5 to 5.5 versus on the Google Pixel 2, I'm getting around 4. I mean, 4, almost 4 at best, honestly. Maybe I can push 4.5 sometimes. 2,700 milliamp hour battery versus 3,500 milliamp hours on the OnePlus 6. 3,300 milliamp hours, I'm sorry, in the OnePlus 6. But either way, like I said, it's a bigger battery, so more likely you're gonna get more battery life, obviously. But yeah, so I'm gonna give that to the OnePlus 6. Also, fast charge. We're talking super fast charge. Still probably the fastest charging in the game. What we talking, like, was it 60% in 30 minutes or something like that? That's what I'm saying anyway. There is fast charging on the Google Pixel, and honestly, it's not that slow. I would say it's pretty close in terms of charging speed compared to the OnePlus 6, but definitely not there. And you got keep it like you're charging at 2,700 versus 33, so, and it's still charging at 33 faster. Both phones, in terms of just like standout features, not too many. Right now, like I said, I'm rocking Android P on here, so there's a few differences when it comes to just the OS, but that will be available on the OnePlus 6 pretty soon, or it is available actually if you want to put it on there. But there are some, I guess there's some features on the OnePlus 6 when it comes to Oxygen OS. They do have their own gesture system, and I'm using it. I'm not using the regular navigation controls. So there we go. So if I get back on the web, so swipe up to go home. I think I showed this before though. Swipe up and hold for your recents, clear. And then like if you're in a web app or whatever, you can swipe either side to go back in there. So, or to go back on the page or whatever. Real quick, I'll show on here. I kind of like this little notch thing right here. So that's what you'll tap that to go home, or you can hold it for your assistant. Swipe to the left or the right to get your recent apps. There's a quick view though. So if like you're here and you want to go to your next app, just swipe over. Oh, let me go here. Swipe up or swipe to the right. Do it again. Go here. And then tap again to go home. If you want to get to your recents, you just swipe up, and then just a slight swipe up though. And then you go all the way over here. I don't like this. They need to kind of change where the location of the clear all button is, but you move all the way over to the left, and then you can clear all your recent apps. And yeah, so I'm happy with that. I kind of like that. You do have the option to turn that off though, so you don't have to use that gesture system, but it is what it is. Faster fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus 6. I just see off the bat. Let's do it again. I think I did this before, but OnePlus 6, like I said, they're top notch in that department. They've been that way for a while. Yeah, carriers available on most GSM networks here. This is available basically on every carrier wherever you want to buy it. It's not like directly available to T-Mobile, but there's unlocked versions that you can use on T-Mobile. I'm actually using the Verizon variant on my for T-Mobile. Apparently it's unlocked, just not bootloader unlocked, but I don't need all that. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about it, man. At the end of the day, though, which one would I suggest for you? like I told you before, like there's something like just to appreciate about the Google Pixel when it comes to just its design, because a lot of people will look at this phone and be like, oh, it's so outdated, it's got the big bezels, like what's up with that, like what do you need, like we don't need phones like that in 2018. And I will be inclined to totally disagree. I just wish that we keep things as they are. I like different. I don't like the same. Like, it's nice to have a big screen sometimes, but at the same time, this is a bigger phone. It is different to carry around versus this one. I'm rocking this basically no case. Slide this joint in my pocket. Look at this, like it's small. Like there was a point where these were big. This is a big phone, but it's a small phone now. So, and it's thin. So compared to the OnePlus 6, which ain't like a huge phone itself, it's pretty thin, but you know, still. But yeah, that's another thing. Both no wireless charge, so that's one thing, and also the alert slider here, very Apple-ish, but I like it. Nothing like that on the OnePlus, on a Google Pixel, but yeah. So that's it, y'all. I would honestly, like I said, I would suggest getting the OnePlus 6 just in terms of value, because you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. But at the same time, a phone like this that runs the way it does, and you can definitely find this phone cheaper. I found it cheaper, so you don't have to go straight to Google and try to buy it. I always got to give you that official pricing because it's only fair. But because you're not gonna find a OnePlus 6 for under $500, even if you buy it off of the site, unless somebody has a cracked screen somewhere. But the Google Pixel, you can definitely find that sub, like, or below $500. So, and then from that you can make a decision whether it's worth it having a Google phone versus the OnePlus 6, which is also a great phone. So I would suggest them both. Honestly, and like I said, I was a hater when it came to this, so I had to try it out myself, and I love it. Right now, like I said, my OnePlus 6 has kind of been on pause since I've gotten this phone. It actually has me debating on whether I should even keep my OnePlus 6, but I'm probably gonna end up keeping this. But you know, who knows? Though I'm always going through phones. But anyway, man, it's your man Wayne Train, man. I'm out. Hit me up on the Snapchat, not Snapchat. I did it again. Not Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. The comments, most definitely. First and foremost, the comments. I don't even know why I mentioned the comments last, but yes, the comments. Go up in there. I really would appreciate if you could subscribe, though. I'm here. I'm here to stay, no matter what. Unless YouTube just like blows up or something, or not blows up, but disappears. But I'm in this joint. So, it's your man Wayne Train. I'm out.